Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the live Q&A in LA, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday night. Let's get going. Oh, so I forgot to add my start. Let's see if I can do that now. Let's do video. Media source, I believe. We'll call this intro. Alright. Say OK. And I'm just going to browse over to this guy. There it is right there. Alright, let's hit it. Alright. Alright, so here I am. Welcome. No one's watching at the moment. Very interesting. That's what happens when you take one when you take a week off. Everyone goes elsewhere. Alright, so a lot of stuff going on. Alright, I'm going to pop out the chat anyway, even though no one's in it. Alright, let's put this over here. Did I start early? No. Alright. Ah, Mason Dixon. Hey, he's got a question already. Let's go over here. Alright. Let me get this situated here. Dean, good evening. Good to see you guys. So, a lot of news, a lot of stuff I want to cover today. I've got it in my description. Let me get over here. Yeah, so I don't get lost. But we'll cover some news. All right. First, Bitcoin briefly passed 4,100. So let's take a look at where it is at the moment. This is probably, so now it's at 4,121. So it's doing pretty good. So, a lot of good stuff happening lately. Kind of exciting time. You know, we talked about, I think I mentioned 2017 was the crypto bubble. 2018 was crypto winter. And now we're kind of hoping that spring of 2019 is going to be crypto spring. Or as some like to refer to it, alt season. So, and I've talked many times that I was always hoping for the day where the altcoins, the non-Bitcoin coins, that's really all an altcoin is any coin that's not Bitcoin, any cryptocurrency, become separated market-wise. In other words, it used to be when Bitcoin went up, all of the altcoins followed. When Bitcoin went down, all the altcoins went down. So it was always my hope that they would decouple from each other and that altcoins would go up and down based on their own market conditions and, you know, whatever, demand and non-demand, and that Bitcoin would kind of be separate. Although I still think Bitcoin is a big indicator for the overall market. We've seen a lot of coins on their own runs over the last month or two separate from Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been in a kind of a tight trading range. All right, so Mason's here, Dean's here, Fatty McButterpants from Dallas, Texas. Wow, I think this must be your first time. I've never seen that handle before. I grew up in Houston. I'm originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana. We moved to Texas when I was 5, back in 1969. So I spent most of my formative years in Houston and some of my adult years. So I have a big place in my heart for Texas, of course. Crypto Curious from Florida. The name sounds familiar. I think you may have joined us here before. Mason Dixon. Another good southern name. 300 Rivers. Good afternoon. All right. So feel free to throw up your questions. I'm going to hit some of the overall news. So we've got this Bitcoin briefly hits monthly high above 4,100. And as you can see, it's trading above that right now. So that's good. So that's kind of the Bitcoin news. And let's see what else we got. I always do that. Here we go, live topics. All right, let's hit this one. Once again, the SEC has delayed their decision on a Bitcoin ETF. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund, and it's an institutional investment vehicle that people can, put money in and bet on where the price of Bitcoin is going to go. And there are some Bitcoin futures that are out there now, but an ETF was the great hope of, I would say 2018. The great hope of 2018 was always the ETF. And the price of Bitcoin would rise and fall on, the approach of an ETF approval, and, it would fall on, when they delayed it or denied it. And I'm hoping now that that's kind of all out of our system now. And as you can see, Bitcoin is up right now, even though the SEC announced this decision. So I think finally the community has accepted the fact that an ETF is not going to be something that's going to be rushed into. It may not come this year. It may not ever come, for all we know. But I don't think the crypto community are pinning their hopes on a Bitcoin ETF anymore. There's so much more going on in the overall market, adoption-wise, with some of the altcoins, that really, whether or not Bitcoin gets an ETF is not a make or break for the market anymore. And I'm glad to see that. Really glad to see that. Let's see what else we got going on. Live topics. This guy mentions that Bitcoin price hits a 5-week high with a chart echoing the 2015 pre-rally pattern, which sounds good. And then there's another article over here, I believe it's here, that says, where was that? Let's look over here. Here we go. Sharp Bitcoin rally in 2000 unlikely, says an analyst. All right, so you get the analysts and the experts, and they're telling you Bitcoin's going to have a bull market. Then you get another expert says Bitcoin's going to have a bear market. And you know what? I've learned over the years reading all of these articles to just kind of make your own decisions. The experts are usually proven wrong. Usually because they're half and half. There's a lot of Bitcoin bashers out there. I'm not saying this guy is particularly a Bitcoin basher. A lot of times, or in many cases, sometimes they're pro-crypto, but they're just giving their take on the market. But a lot of the people that predict doom and gloom for Bitcoin are Bitcoin bashers, financial heads that are, fully vested in the system the way it is. So, of course, they're going to be bearish on Bitcoin. All right, so you can see where my enthusiasm and loyalties lie. All right, so now over to some altcoin news. Ledger announces support for Cardano, and that's been a long time coming, and it's really piqued the interest in Cardano. Cardano has gotten a lot of attention lately because it was added to Ledger, but also they came out with a new version of their software, their underlying software for their blockchain. And there's been a lot of speculation that they'll be added to Coinbase soon, so that it's something you'll be able to buy on Coinbase. So been a lot of positive action and direction and movement for Cardano. You can see that it's up almost 10% within the last 24 hours, and it's had quite a run up. Let's do a 1 month. Yeah. So you can see it's had quite a rise over the last month. So a lot of good news surrounding Cardano. Let's see. There was a... where are we here? Keep missing this. Okay, here we are. There's a little article that Cardano sort of mirrors Bitcoin, and that Cardano's on the run-up, 25% weekly gain, which is pretty good. I mean, compared to stocks, I mean, that's pretty amazing. You know, harkens back to the .com bubble back in the early 2000s. So 25% gain is good. But that's Cardano. Let's look at the real star of the last a couple of weeks here, and it's Basic Attention Token. So here's Basic Attention Token pumped by 180% in less than 2 months. I'm going to talk a lot about Basic Attention Token tonight, more than just the price of its token. There are some really big changes coming with Basic Attention Token. If you recall, Basic Attention Token is the underlying built-in cryptocurrency of the Brave browser, which is the browser that I use. And as you can see, I think last week I had about $50 worth of BAT in my built-in wallet, and now it is almost doubled in price. So BAT is doing very well. And then also with BAT, they're in a partnership with a TAP network. All right. And here is the scenario. The scenario is that BAT or Brave and BAT will be partnering with this company called TAP Network. And TAP Network is a firm with a lot of industry ties. And they're in the sort of the gift card payment type of space. They're a blockchain-based company too. So basically what's going to happen is if you use your Brave browser and you agree to watch some of the Brave-based ads, you will be rewarded with Brave tokens. You can actually earn money for watching ads using the Brave browser. And then those BAT tokens that you accumulate in your BAT wallet, your built-in BAT wallet, you don't need to know anything about cryptocurrency. All you got to do is use this browser. You'll be able to take that BAT that you've earned from your attention, right? You're giving your attention to an ad. They're going to pay you for watching the ad. You're going to be able to use those tokens that you get to get TAP gift cards. And TAP is going to be able to give you Starbucks gift cards, hotel discounts, I mean, all kinds of stuff. So we're looking at basically an evolution of the modern web browser. The current way the web browsing ecosystem works is you go to a website and you get bombarded with all of these ads that you don't want to see, right? And so you ignore them, or you get ad blockers. And the advertisers are losing money because no one's watching their ads, and the users are getting annoyed because they're being bombarded with ads that they don't want to see. Brave has taken that concept around and said, why have the browser steal your personal info and sell it to marketing firms who market that to advertising firms? Why not just cut out the middleman, pay the user for watching an ad, and let the user use that money that he makes from watching ads to buy things he wants, right? Isn't that a better idea? Shouldn't people be paying me to watch ads? It makes sense to me. So this is a new paradigm in internet use, undermining Facebook and Google. These are two huge firms, centralized firms, that are harvesting all of our personal data and selling it to the highest bidder, and at our expense. We're the ones that have to endure crappy web pages full of ads, for Viagra or whatever other embarrassing thing pops up when you go visit your Facebook page. Brave is going to change all of that. It'll give you a little alert, ask if you want to watch the ad. You can say yes, you can say no. You can block all ads if you want, or you can allow Brave ads and earn money while you browse. Nice. And that's why the Basic Attention Token is really taking off. All right, so we'll talk more. I think I talked about the TAP plus Brave. I don't want to sound like I work for these guys, because I don't. But I do have some BAT token. I earn BAT token because I've signed up for Brave Rewards. When people watch my YouTube channel on Brave, I receive some income from that. That's another way that Brave works. All right, so I think I hit all the news that I wanted to hit. I'm going to move some crypto around tonight. I'm going to answer some questions. If I could get back to, I just want to make sure I hit every topic that I wanted to hit. Yeah. Okay. So Ledger announced Cardano support, so I'm going to move some Cardano around for you guys. Let me look at some questions here. All right. So what do we got? Here the two-factor is hackable on Verizon. What to do? Okay. Two-factor authentication. It depends on the type of two-factor authentication. When they say it's being hacked on Verizon, they're most likely talking about the text-based two-factor authentication, where you log into a site and then they're sending you a text as your confirmation, and you have to, it's a text code. The hack for that is that the hacker, through what they call social engineering, calls your phone company and pretends to be you and convinces them to forward your number to them so that they take control of your phone number, and then they can intercept those two-factor authentication texts coming in. That is not hacking Google Authenticator, which Google Authenticator is an app on your phone that generates codes for accounts. That is not hackable through Verizon, right? Now, if we don't want people taking over our phone number, then we put a PIN on our account, and we call them ahead of time and we tell them, do not make any changes to my account unless I provide you with that PIN and identification. You beef up the security on your phone account, right? You don't want just any Yahoo being able to call them up and with a little bit of information about you that they can glean off the internet, like the last four of your SOCH or whatever, right? That's what social engineering hacking is all about. You want to protect your phone account against that. Now, there's another kind of hack where they email you. It's a phishing email. They email you something, you click their link, and then you're logging into their web page, and then they're also monitoring you so that when you get your two-factor authentication code and enter that into their website, they're actually entering it into your real mail account or bank account or whatever. And that is another kind of two-factor authentication hack, but it only works if you're dumb enough to click a link in an email. So don't click links in emails. When you get an email that says, oh, your bank has just been compromised, or, ooh, somebody just bought an iPad from your Apple account in Singapore, don't just hastily log in using that link. That's a scam. Only log in to your accounts from the web browser interface that you know. Don't ever click a link in an email to log into one of your accounts. That's how they trick you. All right, two-factor. Hello from Idaho, Grand Illusion. All right, I can't seem to get my TRX XVR related toy tokens off Binance and onto my Nano S. It's making me crazy. Okay. I can do a Binance transfer tonight. I think I left a little bit. Actually, I left it on Bittrex. But I do have some Tron on Binance. So I'll get to that. Let me see. Ignore the newspaper analyst. Means nothing. Yes. Will ADA be supported on the Ledger Nano? Blue. So far, I don't see it. Interesting. I don't have a Ledger Blue. I would assume that there should be a Cardano app on there. Maybe if you update your Ledger Live, or maybe see if you've got the latest version of the Blue firmware. And if you do have all of those things and Blue still doesn't support ADA, hopefully it will be soon. But I just assumed that when they added the ADA app in Ledger Live for the Ledger Nano S, that it also worked on the Blue. I could be wrong. Um, I learned a lot from your how-to-do videos on buying and storing Tron and Ada. Thanks for the step-by-step. No problem, Fatty. Good to have you here on the live stream. I like to try and, you know, deal with any questions that anybody has about any of my videos. I was receiving Bitcoin from Coinbase Exchange on my Nano S. My Nano came up with confirm public export address. I found out without confirmed checkmark. Should I have confirmed? That confirm public export address usually is a wallet that needs to, and for its functionality, it needs your public public key. The public key is not a security risk. Bit of a privacy risk, but not a security risk. Your private key is the part that controls the wallet. The private key never leaves the ledger. Now there are several wallets that interface with your Ledger Live that ask you to export your public key, part of functionality. You should be fine with that, right? But just kind of do your homework, make sure it's a good wallet. I try to vet most of the wallet, and I can actually show you a wallet that does that today. Okay, so let's do some Tron. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is get the Tron app on my Ledger, because at the moment I don't have my Tron app on the Ledger. All right, so let's log in here. All right, we're going to go over to Manager. I got to enter my PIN. I can't believe that happened, but it did. I was using the Iota app earlier. It's a little bit wonky. That's all I can say. Sometimes it won't let you out. All right, so here we go. We're gonna allow the Ledger Manager on my device. All right, so, and what we're gonna do is we're going to take an app off and put another app on. And I wanted to talk about that too. I think that's a really interesting topic. So why don't we get to that right now? I have the Iota app on here. Iota is not really a good example on this because Iota is a little weird. But all right, I'm about to delete the Iota app on my Ledger, and I have to do this to make room because I want to add another app. Now I do this almost every week, and I get a lot of people and they say I'm afraid to do that because I'm afraid I might lose some cryptocurrency. And I always say, no, don't worry, the Ledger will remember your wallet. You're not destroying the private key, you're just taking the app off. Well, that's not entirely accurate. It does delete the private key when you remove the app. But here's the thing. Because there's a master private key on your Ledger that corresponds to that 24-word recovery phrase. So that master key on your Ledger will generate new keys. And it can generate a lot of different types of keys. All of the cryptocurrencies that are supported in the Ledger Live application it can generate those keys. All right. So for example, let's say that the master private key is 16. Okay, just simplify things. It's actually some huge number we can't even conceive of, right? It's a 256-bit key, but let's just say it's 16. And there's an algorithm for generating the Iota key, which is multiply by 2. I'm keeping it simple here, all right? So it will multiply, if this particular device is 16, the private key, and then we multiply that by 2 to get the Iota private key, then the Iota private key will always be 32, right? So I can delete the Iota key completely. And then when all I need to do to regenerate that private key is to re-add the app on the Ledger. The Ledger will do its calculation. It will multiply the private key by 2, the master private key by 2, and get 32, and that'll be the same private key that you had on there before. And lo and behold, when that Iota private key is generated, the ledger will check the Iota blockchain, or the Tangle for in Iota's case, and boom, your private key will access an existing address where you may or may not have a balance, right? And that's the way the Ledger Nano works. When you remove an app, it does in fact delete the key. But when you re-add the same exact app on the same exact ledger, it will always generate the same exact private key. Oh Christ, I don't have time to talk to them. So that's why. So we don't have to worry about deleting apps, because the master private key on your ledger is deterministic. It will always regenerate the exact same private key every single time. And then, or another one right after it, or another one right after. You can have multiple accounts on each cryptocurrency. All right, so I had a Tron key on here before, right? And I was like, I deleted the Tron app, but I also deleted the Tron private key off my ledger. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to add Tron again. Now, what's happening right now is that the ledger is taking its 256-bit master key and using a deterministic algorithm to generate a Tron private key. And lo and behold, it's going to generate the same private key it generated the last time I added the Tron app. And lo and behold, that private key will point to some Tron. Isn't that cool? All right, so we got that done. Now I'm going to go over into Tron, and I'm going to hit both keys, both buttons, and we're going to go to Tron. Right? The Tron wallets can be run right in the web browser. Now you can use their plugin, or you can use your ledger, right? So here it is. It's accessing the private key on my ledger that I just regenerated, and lo and behold, it regenerated the exact same private key that was on there before that had 369 Tron in it. Isn't that amazing? All right. So who was it that was having trouble? Fatty? Boy. Oh my gosh, I got all these piling in. All right, so I forgot who asked the question. Let's just go to Binance, and let's see if we can move some Tron onto our Tron wallet and just kind of follow along and see if maybe you missed a step somewhere. So we're going to log into our Binance account. We're going to use our Google Authenticator. My phone is on low battery. Okay. All right, boom. All right, so we're in our Binance account. Let's go to balances. And look, I got some Tron. All right. So what I want to do is withdraw some Tron and put it into my ledger-based wallet. So I've accessed my ledger-based wallet here. All right, and let's go to wallet, and let's do receive. All right, that's the Tron address of this ledger-based wallet. This is the public address of the public-private key pair. The private key lives on the ledger, does not leave the ledger. Right? And plus, we don't need the private key to receive funds, right? Why would we want to prevent anyone from sending us cryptocurrency? So we're going to do withdrawal, and we're going to paste in the address of my ledger-based wallet. How much? Let's do 100. All right, let's do 101 so I can get an even 100. They're going to charge me one. All right, let's hit submit. Let's use the Google Authenticator once again for Binance. Whoops. You'll notice that, oops. Oh, yeah, I tried to withdraw money from the account before, within 2 minutes. For some reason, that's some kind of a no-no. So I have to be a little patient and wait. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, ho-hum, ho-hum. Let's go back to funds. Yeah, this happens to me a lot because I'm always like in a hurry. All right, so let's try it again. Let's do 101. Let's try it again. Where are we here? Binance 327954. Damn it. This can get frustrating at times. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back here. It's been more than 2 minutes. I know it's been more than 2 minutes since I've been here. But they have that thing. It's like, oh, you have to wait 2 minutes before you can withdraw. Okay. C'est la vie. Okay, there it worked. All right, now I got to go check my mail so that I can confirm that withdrawal. You guys can see all my personal information. That's the sacrifice I make. Where is that? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to confirm that withdrawal from my email. And now I can go here, deposit and withdrawal. And you can see they're processing that 100 Tron. So let's go back over here to Tron. Remember, there was 369 in there. So just give it a few minutes and we should see it pop up to 469. Let me, while I'm in a lull here, let me just look and see who asked that question specifically. Okay, 300 Rivers. Why am I getting address authentication failure moving TRX and other coins from Binance to my Nano? The only thing I can figure is I'm assuming you're getting it when you try to do the withdrawal on Binance. And it might be because you're just putting the wrong type of address in there. Or somehow it's not going to take it. There are some fail-safes. You don't want to send cryptocurrency to the wrong type of address, right? You don't want to send Bitcoin to a Litecoin address or Litecoin to a Cardano address or something of that nature, because you won't be able to get your crypto back once it goes out on the blockchain. But most wallets and most exchanges have a fail-safe where if you try to put the wrong type of address in, it's going to tell you, that's not allowed, right? Let's do a refresh just to get this to... All right, and I'll do another sign in. And it should be 469. Not 469 yet. All right. It always works at home. All right, so it's still processing the Tron. Now, there are some caveats to that. There have been some address upgrades, like, for instance, the Bitcoin addresses used to start with 1. With SegWit, they now start with 3. Litecoin had sort of the same scenario, and then they changed it to like letters. So there are some cryptocurrency exchanges that don't support the newer format yet. Coinbase was like that for a while. Like I would generate a wallet from Nano that started with a 3, and then when I tried to paste that address into Coinbase Pro, it would reject it and tell me that it was an invalid address. I think Coinbase Pro has been upgraded now to accept like the newer formats. I want to see this Tron so we can move on with our lives, right? Oh boy. All right. All right, so let me go look a little more with... we get paid to watch... When will we get paid to watch ads? I believe they're saying sometime in 2019, in the next few months. Because if you notice, actually, you can see its functionality in Brave. The Brave Dev browser. It's a early version of the Brave browser that will support the Watch Brave ads feature. It used to. The Brave browser used to have a way in settings. Let me run this install here. It looks a lot like the Chrome browser. We'll let this finish. What's Tron doing? My God, why is it taking so long for this Tron? I really have a lot of bad luck with Tron while I'm doing this live stuff with you guys. Alright. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Come on. Man, usually it takes just a matter of minutes. You're all going to lose faith in me pretty soon. Alright, so the Brave Dev browser, you can go to its settings and down here, block ads. Oh, it doesn't have it either. There used to be a Watch Brave ads in this ad control bar. And then that was back when it was based on Mozilla. It actually had that setting, but it didn't do anything. You didn't really get paid for watching any of those ads. And then they shifted, and now it's Chromium based. And ever since the first Chromium based version of Brave, they have not had that functionality where you can switch it over to watch Brave ads. But I think the first time I made this, I was running this for a while, and I managed to get it to offer me ads at some point. Okay. All right. Here we go. Brave rewards. Brave ad block. Total ads blocked. Yeah, it's a work in progress, to be sure. I guess this is it. Oh, that's different. That's just it's creating a wallet for me. But maybe it will. It might at some point, just like you'll get a little pop-up when you're browsing the web, and it'll ask you if you want to watch an ad, and then it'll be a full screen ad. But I don't think it's paying you yet. So, but that will be how it works. Ah, finally! My goodness, there. We got our 400 and we got our 100 extra. See, and then we got the alert up here that we received 100 Tron from our Binance wallet. So I hope that helped. 100 rivers? Am I saying your handle wrong? I'll bet. 300 rivers. You couldn't get your Tron toy tokens off of Binance. So, go to your token, do a withdrawal, and just make sure that the address you provide in there is a valid address, right? Now, also, you have to be aware that sometimes a cryptocurrency on an exchange will have a little exclamation point here. And in this case, it's ATD, and it tells you that the contract is frozen, waiting for an upgrade. Other times it will say things like it's under maintenance, suspended, delisted, suspended. I don't know. Sometimes it'll just say it's down for maintenance, right? Waiting for development. So that you may have run into that. That used to happen all the time with Ada back in the day. It was always like, especially when the coins were like in big run-ups, it would just overpower these exchanges with people piling in, and then it would just crash, and they would just turn the wallet off, or they would allow you to deposit but not withdrawal. So weird stuff. But so you just want to double check that your wallet is active, and you can hover over deposit and withdrawal just to make sure. And you see here it's been suspended. So I don't know if that was your issue, but I know that Tron is available to be withdrawn if you need it to. And that was, we did that successfully. Let's move on. Mr. McButterpants. All right, before I go too much further, I also wanted to share this with you guys, if I can find it. Okay, so I'll look in my email. Here we go. All right. Oh, I remember where it was. All right, so we sign in to our cryptocurrency account, and we enter our two-factor authentication. Coinbase. All right. And the let me see here. Where is the? I think it was here. Oh yeah. Earn crypto while learning about crypto. That's the Coinbase Earn homepage. I'm gonna put that in the description for you guys. If you've got a Coinbase account, I highly recommend that you do this. You'll go to this Coinbase Earn page, and all you have to do is watch these videos. Now they have 4 different cryptocurrencies that you can take these things with. All right, I'm just going to log in and I'll show you. Whoops. I've earned $16 worth of cryptocurrency doing these little quizzes. I haven't, when you first go there, it'll probably tell you, I'll show you what it does. You can go here and it'll say, all right, you're on the list, right? I was on a waiting list, right? So I signed up for all 4, joined all 4, and the very next day I got the alert that I was eligible to watch the Zcash and the ZRX videos. So I watched both of those. They only paid me $1 a value of each, but you'll see I've already made 22 cents, right? And then the day after that, or I think it was yesterday, I got the invitation from Stellar, and they said, you're okay to go do the Stellar, and I earned $10 worth of Stellar. I'm still waiting for BAT. So, and then after you do these tutorials, you can invite 5 friends to do the same thing. Now, you may have friends that don't have Coinbase yet. You may have friends that already have a Coinbase account. By all means, invite them, because if they've already got a Coinbase account, you know, they got nothing to lose. But like, if you send it to your mom or your dad and you say, hey, you can take these little quizzes and earn cryptocurrency, they'll have to jump through the hoops of opening a Coinbase account. That's the idea, right? They're trying to get more people to open Coinbase accounts. And if you're into cryptocurrency, you know, that's nothing. You should open a Coinbase account. But your average man on the street isn't gonna like run out and join Coinbase just to earn $10 worth of Stellar. They might, right? But if you have a Coinbase account now and you're into crypto and you're buying and selling crypto, I highly recommend going to the Coinbase Earn website, logging into your Coinbase account, and taking watching these videos and taking these quizzes. If anything, you're going to learn something. I learned stuff about Zcash I didn't know. So, highly recommended. And, you know, you get rewarded for it. The 16 bucks. I had $10 from a referral, but I have $16 worth of cryptocurrency that could go up in value down the road. So go out there and check it out. Really cool. Now, why am I getting address authentication failure? Does ADA POS really 100% secure, or POW, so there's the only solution for security? Stephanie is asking about some of these protocols and whether they're 100% secure. They're very secure. I wouldn't say anything is 100% secure because it's software. You know, underlying the blockchain technology is software. Every node is running their you know, their core software. So the core software might have a bug, but in general, whether the protocol, the proof of service protocol or proof of work is a better security solution, I think Ada is claiming that their POS is more secure than the Bitcoin proof of work, and they may just be talking about the fact that the proof of work algorithm is vulnerable to a 51% attack. There's a lot of talk about that. It has been done. It was done on the Ethereum Classic blockchain. It's been done on the Verge blockchain. So that is a real threat. But those were smaller blockchains and buggier software. Bitcoin's been around 10 years. There's a lot of processing power required for Bitcoin. Very difficult to acquire a 51% hashing power that is controlled by one person or one group. We don't know. It could happen. It's possible. So, but it is generally secure. But like you said, Cardano says that their protocol is more secure because of the way that it runs. It's not vulnerable to a 51% attack. So I guess I would have to agree with Cardano. Cardano guys are really smart. Charles Hoskinson, who was one of the founders of the Ethereum project, is working in Cardano. And they're very smart guys, and they're taking their time, and they're doing it right. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Sailor to Life. I did enjoy my birthday. We had a good time. We went to Chuck E. Cheese. All that good stuff. Hi, Betty. Just got here. Sent you an email the other day and it was rejected. It said not delivered because recipient's email provider rejected it. Gmail is the provider, right? Yes, Betty. It should not have rejected it. That's the right email. That's the Gmail, and I would never, ever, ever, ever reject someone's email. I might ignore it, but I won't reject it. Sometimes I don't respond to emails that I don't know. It just depends on what it is. You know, if it's an honest question, I do my best to respond to emails and comments. You're much more likely to get a response from a comment posted under one of my videos because I get those, you know, on my phone, and I can just like respond quickly wherever I am. If it's an email, I'll look at an email on my phone and I'll think to myself, well, I'll respond to it when I get home, and then I don't, or whatever. Sometimes they're just they're asking me to push something or whatever. Sometimes it's a question, but it's not clearly worded. I don't quite. I feel like the person that's asking the question doesn't understand to a certain point where even my help would be. I've been doing tech support for a long time, and I can usually spot a person that is not clear on the concept and would just. I've had a few in my early days of doing this channel. I had a few back and forths with people that just got angrier and angrier the more I didn't give them what they wanted. And so I try to avoid those kind of traps. But if it's an easy question for me to answer clearly and concisely, I do my best to always get back to people. And of course, Betty, if you send me an email, I would gladly reply. You may have typoed the address, yeah. In regards to the new Cardano Ledger support, if I lose the Ledger device, is my Ada lost forever? Is there a way to back up, like recover Daedalus wallet? Now, that's a very good question, and I think you asked me the very exact same question in the comments, or someone earlier asked the same question. All right, so let's do that Ada wallet. All right, let's do the Ada Lite wallet. Is it Ada Lite or is it Ada Lite Cardano wallet? All right, we're going to continue. All right, we're going to use hardware. So we've set up a wallet, and I'm going to use my ledger. Oh, okay. Before we do that, we're going to have to swap some. So the quick answer is no. If you lose your ledger, you will not lose your Cardano wallet. If you lose your ledger, you buy a new ledger. You restore your ledger with your 24-word recovery phrase, thereby restoring that 256-bit master key on that ledger. And then that ledger, that new ledger, becomes a mirror image of your lost ledger, right? Then you add the Cardano app, and it regenerates that Cardano private key deterministically and generates the exact same Cardano key, private key, and then you log into your wallet, and bam, you got your Cardano back. So the Cardano wallet, if you're using the Ledger option, does not need to have a separate backup. The backup is already built into your Ledger Nano S with your 24-word recovery phrase. All right, so I'm going to enter my PIN again. Okay, I'm going to exit the Tron app, and we're going to go back into the manager. And let's add Cardano. Let's see if Cardano will fit on here. So the Cardano, I'm going to try to install Cardano. I've already got Bitcoin and Tron on here now. I believe those are the only two, right? Yeah, Bitcoin, Tron, and settings. Oh, good, it's working. All right, now it is right at this moment. It is regenerating a Cardano private key, right? Now I'm going to open this. What am I doing here? Oh, okay. I'm going to open this wallet now. Now that I've got the Cardano app back on there, it has regenerated that Cardano key. All right. Now I'm just going to choose Unlock Ledger. It's going to read that key. There we go. Here's where it wants me to export that public key. No security risk. I hit both buttons. I confirm. All right. And there we go. Where's my Ada? Oh, I know what it was. I believe I I did the Ada video using the white ledger. At first I thought I was going to have to eat my words there, right? They'd be like, Rex, how could you? All right, so let's do this whole number one more time. And you may say to yourself, my God, he doesn't even remember where his crypto is. Doesn't that worry me? I would much rather just accidentally find crypto that I forgot about. What a wonderful feeling that would be. You're like, you know what? I bought 100 ADA back in 2019, and now here it is 2025, and the world runs on ADA. And oh, I just realized I had some in a wallet. All right, so we're going to allow the manager on the white. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're just going to add the Cardano app back. And this time it will fit because I've got, I only had Bitcoin on this one. And then once we get this wallet open, here we go. It's regenerating the Cardano key that I deleted when I uninstalled the app. And now it's back on here. Let's go back into Cardano. Ada, sorry about this not being as clear as it could be. We just got to go over here, and I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to log back in on the white ledger, right? Now we're going to do the white ledger. Let's confirm that public export. Let's confirm that, right? And then it should load the data. And boom, there we go. See, the ADA wasn't lost at all. It was on the private key for that ADA wallet was generated by the white ledger, right? I removed the key, and then I added it again, and it regenerated the exact same key. And the the chances of randomly generating this private key are like 1 in 10 billion, million, trillion, zillion. It boggles your mind how many combinations a 256-bit key is capable of. But suffices to say, you could guess for an entire lifetime and not even get close. Anyway, so, but because the ledger is deterministic, because its master key always uses the same algorithm to generate new private keys for different cryptocurrency, it will always regenerate the same private key. All right, so there, we talked about exporting that public key. We needed to do it so the wallet had access to the public key, not private, public. So that was okay. We did that. We got our balance, and let's move some cryptocurrency in here. Why not? I have some more ADA on Bittrex, so let's do that. Let's go to Bittrex. Let's log ourselves in. If you guys notice, I use a password manager. I think I used this one. Maybe I used this one. I think I did this one. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. I have more than one account. Motorcycle. Is a moped a motorcycle? I don't know. Matching images. Okay. What did I do? I don't know. Oh, there's a motorcycle there. Okay. I missed it. Okay. It was just a piece of a motorcycle. It wasn't like a whole motorcycle. Authenticator. What are we at? Bittrex now? Okay. 363348. Okay. I think Bittrex is probably going to bark at me if I try to withdraw too early, too. But anyway, here's Cardano, right? There's 100 Cardano in the Bittrex account. You'll notice here Digital Note is offline at the moment on the Bittrex website. So if I was trying to move Digital Note in or out, I couldn't, right? It's not going to work. Just be aware of that. But Cardano is fully functioning right now. And it's up. So let's move some Cardano into our Ledger-based wallet, right? So I'm going to choose, whoops, that's a deposit. I'm going to choose Withdrawal. And I need a receiving address. So let's go back to our Adalite wallet. And let's give it this address right here. Copy address into my clipboard. All right, let's go back to Bittrex, paste that address in. That is the address of the wallet that is tied to this private key. All right, the wallet interface is web-based. The private key is held safely on the ledger. All right, let's send 50, so I'll have some more for later. I'm going to hit withdrawal, and I need my two-factor authentication. That's Bittrex 801571 withdrawal. Ah, see, they got me. I tried to withdraw too soon after logging in. I don't know, I guess that's a scam, right? You log in and I guess they're trying to prevent bots. I guess that's what bots do. They like gain access and immediately try to withdraw. So, well, we'll be patient human beings, right? Or impatient human beings, whatever the case may be. All right, so we copy that address. Let's do a refresh. Let's try to do withdrawal one more time. Let's do 50. It's going to charge me 1, so let's do 51. Withdraw. Let's try again. See if it lets me. Withdraw. Hey, it worked. All right, so the withdrawal was submitted. 51 ADA. And they're going to take 1 for themselves and send me the rest. Right, so we should see like 308 here in a minute. So let's do a refresh. So, hardware, lock, export public key one more time, confirm that. Not yet. It'll take a couple minutes. Let me take a look at some of the questions. Ah, okay. YouTube interview with the CEO of Ledger, and I thought you might be interested in seeing it. Oh yeah, I forgot that there was some disappointing news on the Ledger front. Ledger Nano X. The Ledger Nano X. Huh. It's not even a news story. One reason it sucks. The Ledger Nano X was shipping. Here we go. Last minute glitches delay shipment of Ledger Nano X. I have to tell you guys, I was really disappointed because it was supposed to arrive on or around my birthday. And then I got an email from the Ledger telling me that their shipment was delayed. They had a blog post. Here's the announcement, I guess. Yeah, that's it. So they received some parts and they didn't pass their quality check. And so they had, instead of, making the batch, they decided to send it back and order a new batch of whatever they needed. But it, if you read this, it says this week, after receiving a shipment of materials that they plan to assemble and ship this week. Okay, so they waited until a week before they were supposed to ship to get these materials that they were going to need to get this shipment out. It seems, if I were running a huge company, I would probably made sure that I had all of the materials that I needed well in advance of my, my delivery date, right? I wouldn't wait to get a bunch of materials the week before I was supposed to ship this thing. But, so that's what they're claiming happened. They got some bad, raw material or whatever they were getting. And so they delayed the shipment by, they are very sorry. We are very sorry. And they might, what was it says? They're going to give us a free Ledger Nano S, which I guess is okay. But they're not going to give it to me now. They're going to wait until the Ledger X ships. You can never have too many Ledger Nano S's, But it is very irritating that you have to shuffle apps on and off. So it's almost like you need to have 5 different Ledger Nano S's, one for each 2 or 3 cryptocurrencies that you want to deal with. Right? I made the mistake of putting the same cryptocurrencies on the black and the white, so I'm constantly shuffling on both of them. Maybe if I had sort of planned this out and allocated and said, okay, the white is for Ethereum, the black is for Bitcoin, and Litecoin, and then I can also put ADA on the white, and kept them separated, I wouldn't have be shuffling apps so much. But anyway, I would like to watch that interview of the Ledger guy, French guy, I would assume.
What?
Oh, the CryptoDad.
You.
What? What process do you recommend so that a newly purchased ledger stays as anonymous as possible? Now, that's an interesting question. The thing about the ledger is that the way they check the genuineness of the ledger is that at the factory they sign it with some kind of digital key at the factory. Right? This is just an oversimplification, but they sign it with some cryptographic key, and then when you connect your ledger to your computer through Ledger Live, it reads that cryptographic information from your ledger and sends it to their servers in France, I'm assuming. And then the server will use that digital signature to verify the authenticity of the ledger that you've connected. So you're always sort of known to them, right? So if they are keeping track, right? If they say, okay, ledger serial number blah 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 was sent to John Smith in New York, and then John Smith in New York takes his ledger and connects it, and then it gets verified on their server, they may log all of that. They may go, okay, John Smith in New York, or they may just say ledger serial number blah blah got logged and is genuine, and then somebody might ask to see their records, and they might be able to cross-reference, and they'll say, you know, John Smith from New York, whatever. Now, John Smith from New York, or you, could use a VPN to log in so that your ISP doesn't know that you're interfacing with the Ledger server. But Ledger, if you're using a VPN, Ledger might reject you. They might say this is a iffy address, right? So anything to do with money sometimes will reject you. A lot of cryptocurrency-based trading sites will reject you if you're trying to use VPN or Tor or something of that nature. You're trying to stay anonymous. But my advice, if you want to stay as anonymous as possible with your ledger, is get a VPN. Use your VPN when you're using your ledger. You'll still sort of be interfacing with the ledger server. They'll know who you are. You'll know who they are. But anyone else that's kind of watching your ISP or the local police or whoever, they may not be able to tell that you're using a ledger. Another thing you could do if you want to stay totally anonymous, it's kind of hard to buy a genuine ledger from Ledger with a fake name because they need to send it to somebody. But you might be able to buy one secondhand, and it will still show up as genuine during that cryptographic check, so that your name won't be tied to that ledger. You might be able to order that ledger from somebody on eBay using a different account. Maybe you can create an account anonymously. And then you use your laptop and you set up that laptop as anonymous as possible. You have a local Windows account with no Microsoft account attached to it, or you use Debian, Linux, or something of that nature, and you only connect your ledger to that laptop when you're in a coffee shop wearing sunglasses and a baseball cap. That might be a way to keep yourself separated from your identity, separated from the use of that ledger. But just getting the ledger in your hand without it being tied to you could be a bit of a trick. Maybe you could pay someone to order one for you and don't reveal your name to that person. Or you could create a fake account and have Ledger ship it to a P.O. box or something like that. I don't know. But just getting the ledger in your hand anonymously is a little bit tricky. Once you've managed to do that, then you can only use like a you only use a laptop not tied to you in any way at a coffee shop or somewhere else where you're not at home, right? Don't use the ledger when you're at home. If that's your, if you're trying to stay anonymous using a ledger, those are some suggestions. Oh, DL is installing Brave. It got rejected again. It might be your Hotmail software. I don't know. I mean, I don't want you to have to broadcast your email to everybody. I don't know that there's a way to send me a secret. You could try this email. I mean, that email is kind of out there too. A lot of people send me email at that email because they've seen it in my videos. Because sometimes I check my email in my videos and I reveal my email address, and I've had people call me because my phone number has been revealed. A lot of my early videos, I didn't know how to blur things very well. I'm a little better at it now, but it's almost a fruitless effort because there are so many of my videos out there that have that information in there. Yeah, I'll sell you a ledger for $1. I promise not to copy the private keys. Well, if you buy a ledger secondhand, and someone tries to sell you, like you buy a ledger off of eBay, and they say, I've already set up the PIN for you, right? They have that private key. And as soon as you put crypto in there, they can restore a different ledger and just take all your crypto. But if someone sells you a secondhand ledger, all you really have to do is enter the PIN incorrectly 3 times and set it up as new. Every time you reset a ledger and set it up as new, it regenerates a brand new master private key, and it is a completely different ledger. So even if some dum-dum thinks that you're dumb enough to buy a ledger from him that's already been pre-configured, all you have to do is reset it. If it's a genuine ledger, it can be reset. It'll have a brand new master private key on there, and the person that sold you the ledger has an old private key that's no longer being used. All right? So that's the beauty of a ledger. You can generate practically an infinite number of new master private keys. And if you save those 24-word recovery phrases and write them down somewhere, you can load crypto on wallets generated by all of those. I have a video where I show you how to do that, how to create a shadow wallet for Ledger. You initialize a ledger, write down the 24-word recovery phrase, set up some wallets, put some crypto in there, and then you wipe that ledger off and start over. Then the ledger itself no longer is tied to that master private key, but you can always restore it onto that ledger or a different ledger and gain access to that crypto that you hid there. Factory default restore, yes. Does Ledger accept BTC? I don't know if you can use BTC to purchase a ledger, but they pay you in BTC when you're an affiliate of theirs. They will pay you in BTC. So let's check that one out. That's a good question. I think they might. You would think that they would, wanting to... well, we could pre-order one of these and see if they... I don't know if I can get to the point where they... Let's see what they do here. I can't remember, and I've ordered from them a few times. Yeah, see, I got to put all this in before it'll take me to the payment info. I don't think it's going to let me pass. I don't really want to have to fill all of this out. I forget. Well, let's just Google it. When in doubt, Google it. Oh, okay. When was this article? December 19th, 2018. So, yeah, I guess they've partnered with another company to allow people. You could use Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Binance Coin to pay for your ledger. And I guess it's like a third-party payment processor. Um, if you've ever bought anything, Newegg supports. You can purchase items on Newegg with Bitcoin. And it used to, I may be wrong about this, but I seem to remember back in 2014, I think I've told this story, I was mining Bitcoin and I had enough Bitcoin to buy a hard drive that I wanted, a solid state drive. And I bought it on Newegg using Bitcoin. And I seem to remember back then that they said, okay, here's the Bitcoin address. We're waiting for you to send us the Bitcoin. When we get the Bitcoin, we'll ship your product. But then last year, I bought something else from Newegg, and they no longer accepted Bitcoin directly. They were using... Oh, I'm sorry, I got to take this. Hey, what's going on? Heh. What's that? What's the matter? The lids to the boxes? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I don't think it's going to rain tonight. I'm going to go get it in the morning anyway, and then I'll put it in a Redwell. How much is it? Is it like really a high stack of paper, or is it just like... It's not that much? Yeah, I know. I didn't expect it to be loose. That was... Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine without a lid. Actually, that's better because Lisa won't mistake it for one of hers. So just, I told Lisa you were going to drop it. You can just put it closer to the entrance. Maybe, you know, just inside that patio door. And then I'll find it. I'll get it in the morning. Yeah, cool. Are you okay? You sound sick. Go home and drink some hot lemon tea. Oh, does it? Oh, well, I guess don't do that. Tea with honey. There you go. Okay. I thought you were crying when I first started talking to you. I thought you were crying. Something happened. You're okay, right? Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, no problem. You don't need a lid for that. Alrighty. Thanks for doing this, too. I appreciate it. Okay. Bye-bye. Sorry, guys. I'm still working, actually. I'm a dispatcher, so I do have, like on Friday night, there's a late run. So anyway, Newegg is now using BitPay. BitPay is a third-party Bitcoin processor. And what they do is they do the conversion right away. So if somebody pays Newegg, BitPay will automatically convert the Bitcoin to dollars, and Newegg doesn't have to worry about the fluctuating price of Bitcoin at all. But I seem to remember they used to accept Bitcoin directly, but that was way back in 2014 when Bitcoin price was relatively stable. Anyway, it's been kind of stable lately. All right. If they're selling you a product coming from another reseller, then the buy and the BTC is available. Ah, interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, Newegg is a great place to spend your Bitcoin. And hopefully there'll be more places like this. A lot of people forget that you can spend Bitcoin. I haven't wanted to spend any over the crypto winter. But I have been buying it, you know, as much as I could afford over the course of 2018. But I didn't really want to spend any of it because I'm hoping that it will gain in value. But in 2017, when Bitcoin made its big run-up, I spent some of that Bitcoin because I felt like I should take a little bit of the profit over out of some of my gains, right? So there's always a scenario where you might want to spend your Bitcoin rather than convert it to cash, right? If it's spendable, especially if it's some place like Newegg. This is like the candy store for me. I love technology, right? So I use Bitcoin to buy some cool stuff. Hey, John, how are you? Okay, so another website works with Amazon to allow you to make some purchases using Bitcoin, right? There's a lot of companies out there that will like Paxful. Paxful is a little bit of an odd site. I don't know that they've probably evolved over the last couple of years, but it used to be a place, and it still is, where if you have Bitcoin, you can buy Amazon gift cards or iTunes gift cards. Or if you have an iTunes gift card, you can get Bitcoin for it. But it's peer-to-peer, so you're not really buying it from Paxful. You're buying it from a Paxful user, kind of like eBay. And that's a good way. Let's say you got a lot of Bitcoin and you really don't want to, you don't want to cash out per se, right? You don't want to have to like move the Bitcoin back to Coinbase and then cash out on Coinbase and then go to your bank and get the money or whatever. You would rather just get an Amazon gift card using your Bitcoin. You can go on Paxful and you can have money deposited in your PayPal account, an Amazon gift. There's a bunch. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. But there's all kinds of gift cards that you can get where you can buy and sell Bitcoin. You can trade Bitcoin for a GameStop card, or you can take a GameStop card and trade it for Bitcoin. But it's all based on bids and what's available. So there might be a lot of people with Starbucks cards that are willing to trade. See, there's like 8 offers for that. I don't know how to make it do it. Anyway, I haven't used this site in a long time, but it's pretty cool. Kin. I think we talked about Kin a little bit. I haven't bought any Kin. But, when anyone mentions a coin to me, we just go over here to Coin Market Cap, if I can find it. We'll just go here. And we just pop it in here. Whoops. That's my Tron. Oh, that's my ADA address, right? Alright, so Kin. Pretty cheap. Right? But had a big run up in 2018. It was like always been pretty cheap. But there's nothing wrong with being cheap. So it was 1/10 of a penny at its height. And now it's way, lot less than a penny now. But that just means for a couple dollars you can buy quite a bit of it. And then a couple things to look at. How long has it been around? Since November of 2017. That's a pretty good sign. It ranks 115 in market cap, which is not too shabby. You can check out its website and do your research. Decide whether you think it's worth it to invest in or hold. And then try to figure out how you can get hold of it, right? It says it's a token. It's a ERC20 token on the Ethereum platform. And you could probably pick it up go over to markets and you can see where to buy it, right? It seems like it's on quite a few exchanges. But I don't see Bittrex or Binance. So it's a bit of a second tier coin at the moment, as far as I can see. That's just my overview, right? If you can't buy it on Binance or Bittrex, then it's not like a major coin, right? I'm surprised that being at rank 115 by market cap, it's not available on the bigger exchanges. But it's available on a lot of these DEXs, these decentralized exchanges. Maybe that's where it lives, right? But I believe someone's asked me about it before. Hey, Chadwick, good to have you here. By the way, I just wanted to point out to you guys that I've done a few videos over the last week. I've got a couple that I have recorded. I upgraded the machine. I'll hit on that in a sec. But this video here, how to store Cardano on a Ledger Nano X, is getting quite a few views. So it's giving me some optimism that the interest in crypto is back. You know, we've kind of been slogging through. I keep doing my videos, but I'm not getting huge amounts of views on my videos. But this one got over 2,000 in less than 2 days. So this must mean that the interest in crypto is back, and we're kind of on the upswing. It's good for me when I get lots of views because I get more ad revenue. So I like to see my videos getting lots of views. It's good, and it's good overall. Gives me confidence that I'm doing what I like doing this. I love crypto. I love talking about it. But it's also nice to get a little bit of extra income from doing this YouTube channel. And so that's always a plus too. But I like to see an overall interest in the channel as well, not just for one particular video. So when I get a lot of hits, that's a good sign. So what else was I going to say? So I have a couple of videos that I've done, and I'll be doing some more. And then I upgraded my machine. I think I told you guys about that. If you look here, this is an external drive, which I can turn off. I was just viewing that earlier. Oops. I had some backup information on that. But I like to run the machine with no USB drives attached, no SATA drives attached at all. This is a USB drive. But these 3 drives, these are all M2 drives. And an M2 drive is a high-speed hard drive, right? It has no moving parts. It just plugs into the computer. Extremely fast, very efficient. This is what it kind of looks like right here. All right. That's a Evo 500. And so you can see here that I'm using a 970 Evo 2 terabyte for my data, a 1 terabyte 960 Pro for my boot drive, my C drive, and then I have a video recording drive here where I have my videos folder and my Adobe Scratch discs. So very high-speed computer, very fast. I'm very happy, and I did a video on the upgrade, but I haven't had a chance to edit it and put it all together. But I will be posting that, and then trying to do more configuration type videos. And I'll probably start a sub channel for that, for the PC people that are into that kind of thing. And I'll be posting those links to those probably on my YouTube videos for the crypto channel. How do you bring up that screen videos? What did I do? I did something. So I'm using what's called OBS software down here. This OBS Studio is the software that I use to record my videos. Open broadcast software, when you install it on your computer, will allow you to record and stream. And then when I record to the hard drive, and then I edit in Premiere. and after I've got the video the way I like it, I upload it to YouTube. When I do my live streams, I just stream directly out of OBS. So I have different scenes. I got this scene, this scene, this scene, this scene, and this scene, right? And those are all controlled in OBS Studio. Let's go back here. All right. 2 terabyte hard drive is equal to how much solid state drive? Well, the M2 solid state drive is got a 2 terabyte capacity, and it's equal the same 2 terabyte that you would have on a normal hard drive. You may be asking the price differential. Like a normal spindle-based hard drive, you can probably get a 2 terabyte for less than 50 these days. A 2 terabyte M2 drive is probably going to this one cost around $500. If you wanted a solid state drive, like a SATA based solid state drive, 2 terabyte SATA, we're probably looking at solid state. Right, something like this. See there, that's the you know, this is a regular solid state drive. It's SATA based, $349. Right, but if we go with M2, that's a whole nother ball game, right? An M2 drive looks like this. Now there are cheaper ones than the one I bought. This is the Western Digital 2 terabyte M2 drive, and you can pick this one up for around $249. It's a pretty good deal. Although the read-write times are not quite as fast as the Samsung, right? The Samsung one is much faster. But you get to a point where, you know, you don't really notice the difference. But you do when you're copying large files. Yeah, hard drives are cheap, right? So now it's time to move up to the solid state. If you don't have a solid state drive, I would recommend one. And if you've already been using solid states for a while and you want something even better, then move to the M2 solid state. It's even faster than a regular solid state drive. But always check your speeds, right? So this one, it's 560 megabytes per second. Read and write 530 megabytes. Let's look at the 960 EVO. Or 970 EVO. The 970 EVO, we're looking at 35,000 or 3,500 megabytes per second read-write times. So Samsungs are much faster, more expensive, right? Here, that's the one I bought. 2 terabyte. 3,500 megabytes per second read-write speeds. Nice way to go if you can afford it. And you know, I've had this machine for quite a while. I've been waiting for a long time to do this upgrade and been saving my nickels and dimes. So it wasn't a step that I took lightly. I didn't just like you know, oh, I got 500 bucks in my pocket, let me get this drive. I thought, I want to get this drive, and it took me 6 months to accumulate enough spare change to, you know, get it. But it was worth it. Theta, yeah. I've heard some ads, read some articles that there are even better solid state M2 drives coming out now. I think that Theta one was the one. 1 terabyte. Oh, they're a build company. Yeah. 2 terabyte HDD. How equivalent are... I'm staking Theta onboarding computer requirements are 1 terabyte SSD. Huh. HDD. How equivalent? Well, your HDD is a normal hard drive, right? The HDD, that's just like a spindle-based 2 TB HD. All right, we're looking at a regular hard drive, right? Like this, the one that you use with has moving parts inside. This is a really nice 2 terabyte hard drive. Let's see, here's a not so nice, right? The Seagate Barracuda, 2 terabyte, $80, right? These are the old style hard drives, and they're really cheap, right? For for the storage. But solid states are better, more expensive, and solid state M2s are even more expensive. So much faster than the regular HDDs. Click speed, not so much. Yes, overall your computer boots faster, responds faster, opens programs faster, but the real place where it shines is when you're like copying huge amounts of data from one drive to another. Much, much faster. Installs move faster. Everything's faster overall, but not so much just mouse movement. That's more the processing power, the CPU. Yeah. The hard drive makes a difference overall when data is involved. All right, guys, 7:36. I'm glad you guys joined me. I talked and babbled quite a bit. Sorry I had to take a phone call, move some crypto back and forth. There's going to be a lot of action when I get my Ledger Nano X. I'll do some more videos. I have a video on ontology, how to store it on a Ledger Nano S. I just need to edit it and post it. And then I've got that build video where I upgrade the computer from SATA drives to M2 drives. And I'll let you guys, I'll get that one posted too. So let's go to this screen. Don't forget, every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, please join me again for the live Q&A in LA. Throw out the questions that you have, and I'll do my best to get them answered. Or just sit back and relax and join in the conversation. I want to thank all my regular viewers. Grand Illusion once again. Betty, thanks for joining. I didn't see Scott here, but he's been commenting on my videos over the last couple days. He'll probably watch this video later and give me a comment. And thanks for all the new people too. It's great to have new viewers. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.